Sarah Chun adjusted her conservative blue suit as she entered the military family court, her daughter Emma's hand clasped tightly in hers. The sterile courtroom buzzed with whispered conversations as legal staff shuffled papers and opposing counsel Mark Davidson reviewed his notes with visible confidence. Judge Patricia Hendricks called the session to order, her expression skeptical as she examined the custody petition. Davidson immediately launched into his opening argument, his voice carrying across the packed courtroom with practiced authority. "Your Honor, my client deserves full custody of Emma Chun. The respondent, Sarah Chun, has made outrageous claims about her military service that simply don't hold up to scrutiny. She alleges to be a Navy SEAL, which is physically impossible for women in combat roles." Sarah remained seated, her posture straight despite the institutional dismissal of her service record. The judge leaned forward, her tone dismissive as she addressed Sarah directly. "Ms. Chun, these claims about SEAL training seem rather extraordinary. Do you have documentation to support such assertions about classified military operations?" The courtroom observers exchanged knowing glances while legal clerks suppressed smirks at what they perceived as desperate fabrication. Sarah pulled out a folder containing her DD-214 discharge papers and classified service documentation. "Your Honor, I have my discharge paperwork and security clearance verification, but operational details remain classified under Title 10 USC protocols." Judge Hendricks barely glanced at the documents before waving them away dismissively. "Ms. Chun, these generic military papers don't prove SEAL training. Women weren't allowed in special operations until recently, and certainly not in SEAL teams during your claimed service period." Davidson stood up, his confidence growing as he sensed the judge's skepticism. "Your Honor, this is exactly the kind of fabricated heroism we see in custody disputes. My client's ex-wife is clearly desperate, creating fictional military backgrounds to appear more suitable as a parent." The courtroom observers nodded in agreement, while legal staff exchanged knowing looks about what they perceived as obvious deception. Sarah's jaw tightened as she maintained her composure despite the systematic dismissal of her authentic service record. Emma squeezed her mother's hand, whispering softly, "Mom, tell them about your missions." Sarah shook her head gently, knowing that revealing classified operational details would violate operational security protocols and potentially compromise ongoing operations. Davidson pressed his advantage, producing a stack of witness statements. "Your Honor, these character witnesses all testify that Sarah Chun worked as a basic administrative clerk, not some elite warrior. She's clearly fantasizing about military glory that never existed." Judge Hendricks chuckled condescendingly as she reviewed the testimonies. "Ms. Chun, these witnesses paint a very different picture of your service. Administrative support roles are honorable, but they're hardly the stuff of special operations legend." The courtroom erupted in quiet laughter while legal staff made notes about what they perceived as obvious perjury. Sarah felt the institutional weight of disbelief crushing down on her authentic service record, but maintained her military bearing despite the procedural harassment. Davidson continued his assault on her credibility. "Your Honor, we're dealing with someone who's created an elaborate fantasy to manipulate the court system. Real SEALs don't sit quietly in custody hearings making impossible claims." Suddenly, the heavy courtroom doors swung open with a sharp bang. The sound echoed through the chamber as multiple figures in navy dress blue uniforms entered with precise military formation. Their polished insignia caught the fluorescent lights as they moved with unmistakable special operations discipline toward the front of the courtroom. Master Chief Petty Officer Rodriguez stepped forward, his chest displaying rows of combat ribbons, including the Navy Cross and Bronze Star with V device. The entire courtroom fell silent as his commanding presence filled the space with unmistakable military authority. "Your Honor, I'm Master Chief Rodriguez from Naval Special Warfare Command. I understand there's been some confusion about Commander Chin's service record and security clearance status." Judge Hendricks stammered, clearly unprepared for this development. "Master Chief, This court is in session regarding a custody matter. I'm not sure why naval personnel would be involved in civilian proceedings. Rodriguez maintained perfect military bearing as he addressed the court with professional courtesy. Your Honor, when the integrity of a SEAL Team 6 operator is questioned in legal proceedings, it becomes a matter of national security and operational readiness. Davidson's confidence evaporated as he realized the magnitude of his error. The witness statements suddenly seemed inadequate against the presence of actual special operations personnel who clearly knew Sarah's authentic background. Sarah remained seated, but her posture straightened with quiet vindication as her teammates provided the institutional validation that civilian courts had systematically dismissed through procedural ignorance. Lieutenant Commander Thompson stepped beside Rodriguez, his special warfare insignia gleaming as he produced an official document folder. Your Honor, I'm here as the classified operations liaison to provide appropriate security clearance verification without compromising ongoing missions. Judge Hendricks examined the credentials with growing unease, realizing her institutional assumptions about female combat roles had led to serious procedural errors. These documents appear legitimate, but I still don't understand how this relates to custody proceedings. Rodriguez's voice carried the weight of operational experience as he addressed the court's ignorance. Your Honor, Commander Chun completed BUD/S training with distinction and served multiple classified deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan. Her operational record remains classified under Title 50 USC protocols. Davidson desperately tried to salvage his case, but his voice lacked conviction. Your Honor, even if these claims are true, military service doesn't automatically determine parental fitness in custody matters. Thompson opened his folder, revealing official Naval Special Warfare Command letterhead with appropriate security classifications. Your Honor, Commander Chin's psychological evaluations and leadership assessments are part of her security clearance review. These documents demonstrate exceptional judgment under extreme pressure and unwavering commitment to mission success. The courtroom atmosphere grew tense as more SEAL team members filed in, their synchronized movements demonstrating the tactical precision that only comes from years of special operations training. Each wore the distinctive Trident insignia marking them as authentic naval special warfare operators. Chief Petty Officer Martinez addressed the court with measured authority. Your Honor, Commander Chun led our team through 17 classified missions with 0 casualties. Her tactical decision-making saved American lives in hostile territory throughout multiple combat deployments. Judge Hendricks felt the institutional weight of her error as she realized the magnitude of dismissing legitimate special operations credentials. The witness statements Davidson had presented suddenly seemed woefully inadequate against authentic military testimony from actual SEAL teammates. Davidson's case crumbled as he faced the reality of his character assassination attempt against a decorated combat veteran. Your Honor, perhaps we should consider alternative custody arrangements given this new information about Ms. Chin's background. Sarah finally spoke, her voice carrying the quiet confidence of proven leadership under fire. Your Honor, my service record speaks to my commitment to protecting those who cannot protect themselves. That commitment extends to my daughter Emma above all else. Rodriguez stepped forward with a formal military bearing that commanded absolute attention throughout the silent courtroom. Your Honor, I need to clarify the record regarding Commander Chin's actual rank and operational status within Naval Special Warfare Command. Sarah slowly rose from her seat, her demeanor shifting from defensive civilian to commanding military officer. The transformation was subtle but unmistakable as years of leadership training manifested in her posture and presence. Your Honor, Rodriguez continued, Commander Chun holds a top-secret SCI clearance and serves as a tactical operations planner for SEAL Team 6. Her expertise in counterterrorism and hostage rescue operations makes her one of our most valuable strategic assets. The courtroom observers sat in stunned silence as they witnessed the complete reversal of their assumptions about Sarah's background. Legal staff who had been smirking minutes earlier now avoided eye contact with a decorated combat veteran. Thompson presented additional documentation to the increasingly uncomfortable judge. These psychological fitness reports demonstrate Commander Chen's exceptional judgment under extreme stress. Her leadership capabilities have been tested in the most demanding operational environments our military faces. Emma looked up at her mother with newfound understanding of why certain conversations had always been off-limits in their household. The entire SEAL team executed a precise ceremonial salute towards Sarah, their movements synchronized with military precision that left no doubt about her authentic command authority. Rodriguez maintained a salute as he spoke with formal respect. "Commander Chun, thank you for your continued service to our nation and the teams under your operational command." Sarah returned the salute with the practiced ease of someone accustomed to military protocol, her bearing now unmistakably that of a seasoned special operations officer. The courtroom witnessed a complete transformation as her true identity emerged from behind the civilian facade. Judge Hendricks felt the full weight of her institutional prejudice as she realized she had dismissed the service record of one of America's most elite warriors. "Your Honor," Martinez added, "Commander Chen's tactical innovations have been incorporated into SEAL training protocols worldwide." Davidson sat in mortified silence, understanding that his character assassination attempt had targeted a legitimate American hero whose classified service record far exceeded anything he could have imagined. The legal staff who had mocked her claims now sat in uncomfortable recognition that they had witnessed something extraordinary, the revelation of authentic military excellence hidden within their ordinary civilian proceedings. Captain Jackson entered the courtroom wearing full-dress whites with commanding presence that immediately elevated the proceedings to a level of military formality none had expected. His shoulder boards displayed the insignia of Naval Special Warfare Group 1 Commander. "Your Honor, I'm Captain Jackson, and I need to address serious concerns about the procedural treatment of one of my most decorated officers in these civilian proceedings." Judge Hendricks rose instinctively, recognizing the institutional authority that now dominated her courtroom. "Captain Jackson, I apologize for any misunderstanding regarding Commander Chen's service record." Jackson's voice carried decades of command authority as he surveyed the assembled legal staff and observers. Commander Chen's operational contributions to national security cannot be overstated. Her leadership has prevented multiple terrorist attacks through classified counterterrorism operations spanning 3 combat theaters. The captain turned towards Sarah with evident professional respect. "Commander, your tactical expertise and unwavering commitment to mission success exemplify the highest traditions of naval special warfare." Davidson realized his case had not merely collapsed, but had become an embarrassing display of ignorance about authentic military service and the capabilities of America's most elite warriors. Judge Hendricks struggled to regain composure as the institutional hierarchy of her courtroom had been completely reversed by authentic military authority. "Your Honor," Captain Jackson continued, "I trust this court will now recognize Commander Chen's exceptional qualifications as a parent and leader." The judge nodded nervously, understanding that her initial dismissal of Sarah's credentials had revealed serious gaps in judicial awareness of modern military service roles. "Commander Chun, I owe you a formal apology for questioning your distinguished service record." Davidson faced the professional consequences of his character assassination attempt against a decorated combat veteran. His law practice would never recover from the public humiliation of attacking someone whose classified service record far exceeded anything he could comprehend. Sarah maintained her military bearing as she addressed the court with quiet authority. "Your Honor, my commitment to protecting those who cannot protect themselves extends to my daughter above all other missions." Captain Jackson presented official documentation to the court. These fitness reports demonstrate Commander Chen's exceptional judgment under extreme pressure and unwavering dedication to mission success in the most demanding operational environments. The courtroom sat in stunned recognition that they had witnessed something extraordinary, the complete vindication of authentic military excellence. Judge Hendricks issued her ruling with newfound respect for the decorated officer before her court. Based on the evidence presented by Naval Special Warfare Command, I award full custody to Commander Sarah Chun, whose exceptional leadership qualifications far exceed standard parental fitness requirements. The SEAL team members maintained their ceremonial positions as the judge continued her formal acknowledgement. Commander Chin's classified service record demonstrates unwavering commitment to protecting others and making life-or-death decisions under extreme pressure, qualities that translate directly to exceptional parenting capabilities. Davidson gathered his materials in defeated silence, knowing his professional reputation had been permanently damaged by his attempt to destroy the credibility of an authentic American hero whose service record remained largely classified for national security reasons. Captain Jackson addressed the court with final authority. Your Honor, this proceeding will serve as a reminder that America's warriors deserve institutional respect regardless of gender, and their sacrifice should never be dismissed through procedural ignorance. Sarah embraced Emma as the courtroom observers sat in humbled recognition that they had witnessed the complete vindication of genuine military excellence over civilian assumptions about combat roles and special operations capabilities. As the SEAL team prepared to leave, Rodriguez approached Sarah with a final salute of respect. Commander, the teams are proud to serve under your operational leadership. Your tactical expertise continues to save lives in classified missions worldwide. Sarah returned the salute before kneeling beside Emma, her voice gentle but carrying the quiet authority of proven leadership. Sweetheart, sometimes people don't understand that protecting others comes in many forms, including being your mom. Judge Hendricks implemented immediate procedural changes requiring military liaison verification before dismissing service records in future custody cases. Her institutional learning would prevent other veterans from facing similar procedural harassment. The courtroom observers filed out with newfound respect for the hidden warriors who walk among civilian populations, their extraordinary service concealed behind ordinary appearances for operational security reasons. Davidson's law practice never recovered from the public humiliation of his attack on Commander Chin's authentic service record. The legal community learned valuable lessons about respecting classified military backgrounds. Sarah and Emma walked from the courthouse hand in hand, their bond strengthened by the institutional recognition that her commitment to protecting others extended first and foremost to her most important mission as Emma's mother and guardian.